Hello and welcome to the short video on completing the University of Cumbria APTEM onboarding wizard for apprenticeships. In the video I'm going to cover why we use the onboarding wizard, the appearance of it and how you navigate through it, and then some short do's and don'ts. So the reason that we use the APTEM onboarding wizard is that firstly it allows us to use your personal information to set up your APTEM account. And the APTEM account is what we'll use to monitor progress throughout the apprenticeship. Secondly, the wizard provides evidence of your eligibility for ESFA funding for the apprenticeship. And without this evidence, we can't draw down funds and you may not be able to start the apprenticeship. And finally, it provides evidence that you meet the entry requirements for the academic programme that's linked to the apprenticeship. When you first log into the wizard, you'll have an introduction page. Throughout the wizard, there are a number of instruction or introductory sections that will tell you what you need to do to successfully complete the wizard. So in this one, for example, we have a list of documents that you'll need to have in electronic form ready to upload into the wizard. It is important to read each of the introductory sections and follow the instructions there. Fully completing the wizard will take between 1.5 and 2 hours. Throughout the wizard there'll be a number of statements where you're asked to confirm your understanding of the implications of either not fully completing it or providing false information, and it's important that you understand that by ticking these you're agreeing that if we don't find the information we need in the wizard it may delay or fully stop your starting on the apprenticeship. On the right hand side there is a navigation bar that shows you the sections that you'll need to complete. It indicates which one that you're currently in, and you won't be able to progress to the next section until you've answered all the questions in it and click next. One of the areas I want to point out to you is this section, the personal and employment details. This contains key information that will be submitted to the Education and Skills Funding Agency, and it's important that this is completed in full and accurately. At the end of this section, once you click complete, you'll be asked to add your signature. There will be a box that appears, you tap into it to add your signature, and that confirms that everything in there is accurate. And once you've done that, you will not be able to come back into this section and edit or change anything. So it's important to check that all of the information here is fully completed and accurate. So for example, that your national insurance number is entered, your email is entered, and it's all accurate. You'll also be asked to upload certain documents. One of these is a contract of employment. If you're applying for a paramedic apprenticeship, we will get the contract of employment details directly from your employer and you won't need to upload them. But for all other programmes, we will require a copy of evidence of a contract of employment. We'll also need copies of birth certificates and passports to prove residency in the UK. And if you're a non-UK citizen, we'll need a visa and confirmation of permission to reside and study in the UK. If you've changed your name at any point, your surname, we will need evidence of that in the form of either a marriage certificate or a deed poll certificate or any other legal documents that you want to upload here. And finally, if you don't have a passport, we will require a copy of some other photo ID, such as a driving licence. One section to be aware of is the skills radar. This is an essential part of the application, and this is where you're asked to assess yourself in detail against each of the skills, knowledge and behaviours that are set out in the apprenticeship standard. When you assess yourself here, you're given 4 options, from having no relevant experience or understanding through to being fully competent. It's important to understand that only somebody that has fully completed the apprenticeship or is fully qualified would be able to mark themselves as fully competent as level 4. So this would be a typical sort of self-assessment that we might look at, with a range of 1s, 2s, 3s and the occasional 4. If when we assess your application we find that you've assessed yourself as fully competent against each of the areas here, what you're in effect saying is that you are fully competent against the apprenticeship standard, And in this case, the government will not fund your apprenticeship because they will have deemed you to have already achieved all of the learning outcomes required. So it's important that you understand that a score of 4 throughout the competencies will stop you being funded for the apprenticeship. And after this, you'll be asked to confirm that you understand that your self-assessment will be used in that way. Another section to be aware of is the functional skills section. It's a requirement of all apprenticeships that people hold an English and Maths qualification by the end of the apprenticeship, but also that we carry out an initial assessment and monitor progress. So regardless of your current level of English and Maths qualification, you will need to do an initial assessment of your abilities. And this is done by clicking on the link here that will open up the BKSB website. And in the BKSB website, you'll be asked to take an English and Maths initial assessment. There is a separate video built into the onboarding wizard that will explain the navigation of this and how to assess it. Finally, at the end of the onboarding wizard, you'll be asked to confirm that all of the areas are completed. So for example, that you've checked all the sections and it's fully complete, that you've provided your national insurance number, you're given another opportunity to upload it if you're not sure, that you provided English and Maths qualifications. You will not be able to move forward unless you answer these questions, and it's important that you answer them accurately. If you answer them and we find the answer is inaccurate, then we will stop the assessment of your application until we get the evidence, and it could delay the start of your apprenticeship. So I'd encourage you please not to complete sections or answer the questions unless you're fully confident of the answers. If you have any questions, please come to the apprenticeship team using the apptem@cumbria.ac.uk email address. So to recap, do read all the instructions and introductory sections. Please fully complete all sections and upload all the required documents. Please fully complete the BKSB English and Maths initial assessment. And if you have any questions about your qualifications or any sections, please contact the apprenticeship team using the apptem@cumbria.ac.uk email. Please do not leave any questions unanswered, and please don't answer questions only allow you to progress through the wizard or give false answers, even if you're encouraged to do so by your employer. It's important that we've got confidence that all of the applications that are shown as completed do have all the required information in, and if there is any information missing, it will delay the start of your programme. And finally, if you need to contact us at apptem@cumbria.ac.uk. Thank you very much.